So talk about being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What were the high points, the challenges, any regrets?
It's challenging to have a number of employees, which you have in a corporate position too. And if you are interested in the work and you're learning from an HR perspective how to develop yourself as a good leader in terms of giving feedback or pathwaying or, helping and not getting too personally connected when you're the owner. That if somebody leaves, are they leaving, the business? Are they, you can easily take a lot of things personally.
Right.
So it was kind of developing those skills. That was a challenge, just to make sure to know that I was being a good leader, which, I'm sure many times I wasn't. So that was probably the most challenging part, is making sure those people were happy and they were going places and doing the things they wanted to do. I guess my favorite part of the job was doing the work, which is why it led me kind of in the path that I'm on.
So it became clear that, to your point, you loved the work, you just needed to do it differently.
Yes.
So how did you embark on looking for a job? Were you clear that it had to be more in a traditional sense, or was another entrepreneurial option on the table at that point?
Sure. Yep. Well, I stayed with the parent organization for a couple of years to get my clients and the people settled, and they didn't all settle, right? A couple of clients said, no, it's not really for me, and a couple people did that as well. And then I wanted to, continue to do what I do, right? So you do that, and I think everybody thinks like this, right? They got the things that they're good at, and they want to take them someplace and do them. So in my world, you either do that for yourself and you build a company, you do it for yourself and you stay alone, solo, or you do it for somebody else. So I went to do it for somebody else, which is a corporation. And I was looking for big jobs because I wanted a lot of challenge. And there was a big job available in town. There's probably 2 to 3 big jobs, as you know, Karen, available to people at a senior level.
Right.
And so, they become that, the stars have to align, right? So I went, and I was the VP of all marketing and communications globally for a Fortune 100 company here in town. And I did my stuff that I like for them.
Yeah.
And that went well. It was different. And it was not easy going from working for yourself to working for somebody else, because not everybody thinks you can be a good employee.
That's right. So how did you overcome that? How did you step into the job market for the first time as a job seeker ever in your career?
Right. I had to learn, I had to write a resume and some of the basics that you can't just, walk in somewhere and say, hey, are you familiar with my work? And do you know who I am and what I can bring? Because it's a big world, right? And a lot of people are like, no, unless you're in the Twin Cities and maybe you Google somebody and learn. So I had to get my stuff together so I could present, what I had to bring. There was a lot of time spent on personality match, which I know is important from a culture standpoint.
Right.
And when you're a senior person, you're interviewing the company as much as they're interviewing you, right? So I'm looking for indicators that it may or may not be a good fit.
Like what?
Relationship with my boss.
Okay.
Make sure that I could respect and understand their vision and where they're going, and that it was for me too, right? Not just say, because you pay me to do this, I'm going to do it for you. Because if you got any kind of hitch in that issue, it's hard to get over. So I really wanted to say, yeah, I could really do this for this person, right?
Okay.
So there was kind of a match there. And I'm sure it worked the other way too, right? Can this person actually report to me when they haven't had a boss pretty much in their whole life, right? Do they know how to do that?
That's right.
So
Did you have those same questions?
Yeah, I did. I did. And I know I talked to you in this office, and you said, Beth, you know how to be a good soldier. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because it's like I had been a good soldier for clients, but, being a good employee, being able to take direction from somebody else, there's some different nuance there. You're still getting paid, but a client you can fire. And I get that you can leave a job. But if you don't have a good client match, it's easier to go your separate directions. So I used that when I was thinking about that. I was thinking about how am I coming off
Yeah.
to the person, because they cared to a degree what I used to do, but they really mostly cared about what they've got to
That's
get done
right.
and
That's
where
right.
they're going. So,
But it wasn't about you.
no, it wasn't.
Yes.
No.
Wow.